Hello everybody, welcome to another YouTube video. I am Robelle Autonomy. Today we're here to react to another Zenless Zone Zero character demo. It is Velina's character demo, a routine tea party. I'm excited, and I'm always excited for Zenless Zone Zero stuff. They always pop up with the animation, they always pop up with the music. It's just, and their character design, it's all just fantastic. So as per usual, we're gonna be watching through it. I'll do my best to not pause it. We'll take in the music, we'll just take in the demo as is. Then after we'll go over it frame by frame, because as always the animation's so good in these trailers. I love to go over it. I'll explain it from like a directorial standpoint, and also just go over any cool animation techniques that they're doing, just because I feel like that stuff is very underappreciated in the community. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alright, here we go. Alright. Oh my goodness, that was positive. I almost went to pause it because I needed to see that. Okay, where are they running?
Welcome. You're officially part of the ESD now. Please, take a seat.
Man, the music is so good.
Tea parties embody the elegance
Use elegant music.
First, each piece
Oh
of
goodness, I got like PTSD from the... I also play What Three Ways, and there's a Cantarola trailer where if you don't eat it, you get poisoned. Holy hell! Oh my goodness! Painful in the teacup. I like the bamboos.
Please excuse me for a moment.
It's really interesting. There's like a soft filter over like the corners of the screen for a lot of that, kind of to just kind of make it look like rose-colored glass.
Complications arise, but a commitment
Or like a bloom effect that's happening. I'm such a sucker for this type of music, guys. I don't know, it's just, there's a certain romance to it, you know what I mean? I like how sharp all of her movements are in combat too. Because everything was so smooth and flowing and elegant, very sharp, but when in combat it was all sharp. It was all like quick,
it's nothing.
very
Today's tea party
sharp movements. And now everything is slow and smooth and elegant. Oh, it was too hot? Oh, you're dead!
Training will be quite unforgettable.
Oh no! The bamboo! Have mercy! Alright, this is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it did all pretty good though, right? Like, I feel like it's hard for me to compliment these, because I kind of just glaze all of the trailers. I kind of just glaze all of them. And then so like every time you just watch me and I just scream and then I go, oh man, that was so good. But let's go to the part of the video that actually has a little bit of unique content, which is our breakdown. Alright, so first thoughts on the character demo. I really like that they're showing off Velina's elegance. Definitely she hasn't had enough screen time in game yet to really show off that elegant. So far she's only showing up with Norma, and mostly, it's kind of curious to see, but a lot of that time, like a lot of the screen time is focused more on Norma, because Norma's the one that's trying to figure out what's happening, and Velina is just guiding her to the answers. So it's cool to see that, Velina actually has a lot of camera presence in this demo. I mean, of course you would, it's her demo, but like, I'll point out like just how much more presence in front of the camera she has. And we can mute this now that we've already listened to it. By the way, music was great. I'm such a sucker for this music. It definitely has that kind of like... I want to say it feels kind of like you're just having a relaxing afternoon tea in like Paris. That's kind of the feeling that it evokes for me. But I'm not like an expert on music, right? That's not where my forte is. So let's take a look at this here real quick. This shot is so good. Just her sweeping her hair out of the way. Now, it's really interesting to see this. I'm gonna point out why. And then the thing is, like, so typically for anime characters, I mean, even for my Vtuber model here, we use the side bangs to kind of frame the face. It's like more of a... It's an Asian culture thing. I mean, other cultures also use it, but then they use the bangs and then the side the side bangs here to kind of frame the face. It makes the face look smaller. It's actually a beauty tactic. So it's very interesting to see that she's actually brushing her hair out of the way, and it might look a little bit odd to some of us because, you know, you're seeing the full side of her face here. You rarely ever see that on characters unless they have all of their hair swept back already. And so it's just kind of interesting to see, like, she's showing off her full face, full confidence, rather than trying to hide parts of it, which is kind of the point of hairstyles with the bangs and the side bangs as well. Now I'm gonna go over their running cycles here. So it's one thing to have characters running, right? And they're running to the static camera angle, so you can usually assume that they would just be looping animation, right? But they're not just looping it. They're having the characters have little extra quirky movements in there, showing that it's not like a loop where they just animate the movement and then have a repeat. It is just fully animated all the way through, which is a lot more work. I really appreciate that. I see the characters running from the left to the right here, and this is really important from a directorial standpoint because you're trying to guide the player's eyes, or not just the players, but the viewer's eyes. And so when we look at this, we look over here, this guy stumbles, so we go and flip this onto the guy that's, you know, front and center, and he's doing all this crazy squashing and stretching. He's doing all this animated stuff, and it guides your eyes to basically the center, right? And where is that? That's where the bangus are. And then so we're looking at this one at the start here, this one over here, and then this one has these bright eyes that draw our attention also. I've never seen a bangu do that with its eyes. That's interesting. I didn't know they could do that. So where you look over here, so our eyes went from here to here to here. Again, and watch after this cut, we're going to be looking directly at something that they want us to focus on. It's just, this is the art of storyboarding. Or maybe not. It's going to guide us up and you see her shadow like inch in, so we move our eyes to the center to see where she is. And, I mean, of course, he's front and center again. Our eyes are looking at what they want us to look at. That's very interesting. So, I'm sure your eyes, this is just on purpose, right? You're going to our boobs, alright? That's where your eyes are being guided. It's on purpose? Alright. This is the director of not me, I'm not the director, but this is essentially the storyboarders, the directors, the animators telling you, yeah, just look at the boobs. Alright, they guided your eyes. You did not have control of your eyes there, alright? And so you looked up to go look at them, and then that's where they place your face. Isn't that interesting? Alright, that's how they guide your eyes. And for a lot of these Gacha trailers, they do that for the entire video, right? And that's one thing with you notice it in movies, you notice it in anime, once you start paying attention to just the concept of, oh, they're guiding my eyes. You'll see what the editing, with the storyboarding, well, what all those extra people behind the scenes, all of their extra work is going into guiding your eyes. And you start to appreciate it. That's why you can see, like, when you look at works that are, like, made by amateurs, like, sometimes they can be really flashy animation-wise, or they can be really flashy from a directorial standpoint, but that ability to guide the eyes, that is something that the professionals use. And so you're really able to tell apart a professional's work and an amateur's work just from that concept. And then sometimes, it's good to guide, like, again, it's not just guiding eyes at what you're looking at, right? Sometimes it's guiding the eyes to guide your eyes away of what you're supposed to be looking at so that you get surprised by something. For example, maybe they try to guide my eyes over to the left side of the screen, and then they put something on the right side of the screen like a jump scare. I know horror games in like horror media will actually do that. Well, they'll guide your eyes to the wrong spot, and then when the jump scare happens, you're looking at the wrong spot, so you're startled even more because you have to readjust. Stuff like that, right? But you're focusing on Velina, and I have to say, she has, like, again, so much camera presence, so much presence on screen because, well, she's a lot more animated. She gets to steal the show. Just see how she's, I mean, like, even just the subtle movements, right? Like her tilting her head back and forth. It's like she's a lot more playful than I thought initially, especially when you play the game, right? And so far, right, her one interaction is she shows up with Norma and she bows her head. She bows her head, and that's basically all she does. She has a couple emotes on, like, the, you know, the Zenless Zone Zero character portraits during that, like, kind of visual novel style storytelling segment. But we haven't really had the chance to see her fully animated like this. Her character hasn't had the chance to shine through. And it's just like, look at that smile. Look at that smile. Really, really captures the heart here. Again, right? I'm one of the people that wasn't super duper excited for this character, but I did say I was gonna pull her because she's Wind Anomaly, so I'm kind of doing it from a meta standpoint. I kind of want to make sure that my account is kind of, you know, safe for the future content where they're going to be shilling Wind Anomaly. And then if you looked at their more recent Twitter post where they showed Velina a little bit of a character look, and they also showed like her potential teams, they literally put Ramiel right there. They didn't even like tease us with Angel's Delusion, whether it was Arya and Senna. They tried to tease Nangong where it was like a silhouette, but it was so obviously Nangong. But for Velina, they just put Ramiel just right there front and center. Actually, let me go get it. Okay, so we're back. Alright, like I said, alright, so they showed the teams, and it's like, alright, people pulled Promia. Alright, Ramiel is just here. So by all means, alright, if you are going to be pulling Ramiel, if you're a big Ramiel fan, I apologize. I'm sorry. You should probably pull Velina. So, set aside your wallet, or your savings, or whatever, or hopefully you saved some polychrome. I know the last little bit of Zenless Zone Zero was very hard to save because they hit us with Angel Illusion, they hit us with Cecilia, who didn't have like a bajillion trillion sales, but like she was literally so peak in the story, I imagine she tempted some people. And then Promia into Starlight Billy. It's been rough for us, alright? Anyways, back to the demo here. Look how short the camera cut is. Also, again, right, guiding the eyes, alright? So her head is tilted, so we're kind of looking in the center of the screen, but slightly to the right, right? And then the camera is just so sharp and so aggressive. Actually, that's really interesting. So it actually follows her movement. So we have this build-up where she readies her fan, and then she fully extends her arm in the span of one frame. So this whole action, she does it fast, like again, sharp movements, alright? So she's very soft with her movements, very elegant, but when it comes time to take action, super fast. She's snapping from place to place. And again, the camera slows down to follow the fan, but the fan flips open very, very quickly. Now, I guess that's kind of how her character is. Actually, you can even see it in the fan movements. Now, of course, like when you see the fan movements, right, you see people performing with fans, they do these spins, and it's very, very visually appealing. But it's interesting to see that this actually does lean into her kind of character. Where, again, elegant movements that are sharp. So when she turns the fan sideways, it feels like a sharp blade, as, I mean, fans are typically, they're typically portrayed as blades when used as weapons. But when she flashes it to show, like, the full front side, it's this rounded object. So it's kind of cool how that kind of integrates into how they're trying to show this character. As we know, Zenless is a game that really likes to portray their characters, not only through their story and personality, but through their animations as well. Especially in combat, I really like to look at Alice as our example. Alice and Jane Doe specifically. Alright, and the reason I use those two is because they're very, well, they're similar, right? Both being physical anomaly, but they embody how the two characters are very different. Jane Doe is very adaptable. He's also very curvy and very seductive. And so all of her attacks, she has arcing movements, arcing slashes. All of it is well flowing, right? She's going with the flow. Whereas Alice, she's very strict. She's very straightforward. She's very symmetrical. And so when you see her movement and her fighting style, it's lots of quick jabs, quick slices. There's no curves. It's all sharp edges when she does her movements. Just look at their sword slices or their knife slices. When you look at their animations, you will notice, and that is true for Velina over here. Her fan is curving around, alright, lots of round arcs, but when she turns it sideways to go for a slash, it's a sharp movement. It is that in-between. Very interesting. Again, we're only 22 seconds in, and I've already extended the video to 14 minutes, so that's how it goes. My apologies, but I love yapping about this stuff, and today, I don't know why, I feel like I'm on a roll. When, like, just keeping my train of thought fast pace for the video. I just love the little... You can see the weight of the Bangboos movement. They're like putting all their weight back, and their ears are just flopping forward. It is flopping forward because they're putting so much force into pulling the chairs back. Again, they have tiny bodies. They're probably not super duper heavy, and so, they don't have the mass to move the chairs. But like, it's cool. It's really cool. Like, even the animators are thinking of this on that, like, that minimal level. Now we have these people being recruited into the, I think it's the ESDF. I might be remembering wrong. And so I guess the initiation is a tea party, and they're really nervous about this. I guess it's like, you know, I guess it's kind of like a job interview, and so they're nervous for it, maybe. Or maybe it is a punishment if you mess up at this tea party. Or it is the embodiment of elegance and order. So, I guess Velina is a very strict person. I mean, he didn't seem super duper strict when we were in, when we were on 6th Street. But I guess maybe, you know, Norma was pretty afraid of her. Not like super afraid where she's fearing for her life. But like, you know, they were on good terms, but she was also like, Velina, I don't want to make you mad. Actually, I want to see that Bangu's movements before he poured the tea. Hang on. Look at this guy. Look at him squishing. Oh, that's really good. So you know what it's like? You don't need to see the full spin around. It's just one of him facing all the way to the right, and then now he's facing all the way to the left. And that's all it takes. I love the little teapot as a little Bangbu. And again, alright. Now, I must stress this actually. Let's go back real quick. I have to stress how important this is. And like how crazy this is. So like, keep in mind, right? Like, we've all these animators are popping off. You guys have to keep in mind too that these are 3D models. So like, for all the poses and stuff, like someone in the someone all looking at a 2D screen, or they're looking at a computer screen, the animator has to go in and pose this meticulously. And normally when you animate in 3D, you have kind of like a character and they have a rig. They're rigged to a skeleton. Right, they're rigged to a skeleton, so you can move their arms and you can move their legs, and you can pose it like a doll essentially. With like, if you imagine like an action figure that has, you know, the posable joints and such. That's how you pose your 3D models. But like when you squash and stretch the character like this, you need to have the models rigged to like bend and break reality. Like these require a lot of prep time, and then they need to manipulate the 3D model to be viewed at a specific camera angle, which is what we're seeing here. So again, it is so much thought that gets put into this. I know a lot of people like look at 3D animation and then think, oh, they do it because it's easier than 2D or it's cheaper than 2D. But animation is an artistic form. It can be easier, it can be harder. It really depends on what you're going for. Alright, it's not something that has a set specific difficulty. It scales based on the artistic skill and talent behind it. Alright, her boobs are doing boob things. Alright, so delicately placed with precision. And you can see she's straightening everything out. Now, one thing that, again, the directing, crazy good. Alright, so they made sure to have a plaid tablecloth so that you could see that this stuff was not aligned properly. So when she lines it up, it lines up with this, essentially this grid. So your brain automatically knows, okay, she straightened it out. Oh, even the handle of the teacup. Okay, I didn't even catch that the first time watching through. Oh, so that transition is actually crazy good. Hang on, let's go back and see that again. Alright, so her hand leaves the screen, so we follow it. And then the chair brings our eyes back to the center so we can watch her sit down. See? Like, it's all directing, guys. It's so good. It's so good. There's a reason why you just see me, like, frothing at the mouth every single time I see a Zenless Zone Zero trailer drop. Again, I know it's like, oh, it's just good transitions, but, like, it's more than that. It's good directing. Right, so we're following her beautiful leg downwards. And it zooms in. And then so okay, so here it's like we could start to see it come into focus, but once it's actually in focus, it's where her eyes were initially staring. Interesting. Dang, she's grabbing shoulders. Okay, hang on. Okay, now this person did not have good etiquette. She was going for the food frame one. She's slouching. No wonder Velina had to correct her posture. But I feel like everyone in the fanbase would want Velina to correct everyone's posture. If she's gonna touch your shoulders like that. This NPC is gorgeous. I have to like point that out. That's crazy! Oh my goodness! Ooh! Okay, anyways. Yo, this is insane. Yo! She's so close! Okay, that's interesting. Okay. So the blush coming in. And like, okay, the bloom filter that's going around the corner edges here. Alright, so the blush is like most definitely a 2D asset of being added on top. As you can see, it's just going over the nose. Where like a blush would, you know, actually like curve around the nose and then go into like the cheeks. Or maybe even just stay on the cheeks, but they wanted it to be extra visible. But interestingly enough, if you like look at it, you can see the blush is moving almost separately from the 3D model, kind of indicating, yeah, it is just something placed on top in editing. So that's it's a cool technique, right? Oh my goodness. Alright, and I'm gonna just point this out right now. I feel like if this NPC was any of the fanbase, would you guys have the confidence to just lean in a little bit and give a little peck? She got close. She got extra close. Would you guys do it? Anyways, moving on. Anyways. Oh my goodness, look at the hand. Dang, she's leaning in even more. Oh my gosh. Again, alright, pinkies up. Yeah, you can see. Oh, that's crazy. He actually is like making her separate her pinky from the rest of the hand. It's elegance, guys. Elegance! That valve will turn this in. Holy moly! Relax. Alright, there's like barely a movement. Did it want that much jiggle? Hang on. She just flicked her fan out. And they're going crazy. Oh well. And the big boy's like, alright. We're being attacked. Oh dang, no, the bang got cooked. Oh no, they actually got hit. Ooh. Oh, that one's dead. I think this one's okay though. Oh, he got hit in the head. Okay, no, he's good. Oh no, maybe he's not good. Wait, hang on. Okay, no, he's good. He didn't get hit. So it is funny to me that Velina brought her teacup just to Aura Farm. Like, she kept the tea in there too. She brought it. Now, this isn't the same orange tea as the one we were looking at a while ago, so I guess it's a different one. Maybe it turned brown because it was exposed to the air for too long. I don't know. I will say this liquid sim is gorgeous. Holy. Oh, that's interesting. Like I said, her movements are very snappy, very sharp. And it's dude, the camera is literally moving very snappy and very sharp here. So let's go back a little bit. So we had the slow motion transition. Oh, Velina's here. She's here to save the day. And then the camera zooms in. You can see her big fan like snaps open. And then it zooms out, stops, and then camera shakes. And then boom, we got our first attack here. Well, that's cool. Okay, so the second she starts her movement, the teacup enters like real time. See the enemy go flying. Okay, no, the way they're animating the fan is so cool. So here, the fans all do this, obviously, right? The anime combat and all that. But it's cool that they're giving you boomerang physics. It's coming back. It's coming back. I mean, I guess no, you could probably throw a fan and have it like arc backwards. Maybe not like arc around like a boomerang. But like you could throw it, it would go forward and go up a little bit. If you had the right spin on it, it would kind of like come back then. Just forward and then go up a little bit and then backwards and come down. Yeah, so this part here, right? That first enemy is defeated already, right? So now she's aura farming, but not just regular aura farming. She's elegantly aura farming. She is spinning and twirling in the air as the wind flies past her. And she graciously blinks and closes her eyes as the wind gets in her face. I love the Zenless Zone Zero 3D model so much. Like, just this style, they look so good from so many, like, from all angles. And it's like, here's the thing, alright? I don't know if anyone's, like, bought anime figures before, but I'm sure, like, if you buy, like, an anime figure for, like, a 2D character and you get their cool 3D model, and the cool figurine that you can watch, you can look at any angle. I'm sure you've noticed the face does look a little bit odd, and it's because, like, you know, the 2D anime drawings, their faces don't typically translate good to 3D. Usually the developers have to, like, cheat with cell shading and, like, do crazy different things. Like, for example, Guilty Gear Strive is an example of 3D models that perfectly mimic that 2D art style. But then their trick is they make the face is literally a hole, and inside the hole they do, like, skin shading. So it looks like a flat texture, like a flat image. But they're just cheating hardcore, and it's really, really cool how they do it. I recommend searching it up. Guilty Gear Strive, just the pretty models. I'm pretty sure someone did a video on it recently. I might link it down below, just if you want, for those that are curious. If I remember. If I don't remember, then comment down below to get me to remember. I know somebody did a video on it. And not me, I don't have that knowledge to fully explain everything there, but yeah. Oh my goodness. We got the anime missile launch. It's not just regular energy beam. They're being treated like Gundam missiles, like anime robot missiles, where they just go in every direction. Remember, when you shoot projectiles, they go straight, guys. They don't go in random directions, because you actually want to hit what you're aiming at, right? But in animation, they go in every single direction whatsoever. These energy beams or, you know, missiles or whatever they need to be. They go in every direction because it looks cooler. That's the only reason why. Alright, you ever notice how, like, when they or in anime and in actually it's invading cartoons too, you see them, they shoot their projectiles, whether it be energy blasts or missiles, and then they go in every direction, but the last second they all home in on the target. Yeah, the real projectiles don't do that, but it's cool because it looks visually appealing. So they're just gonna defy all laws of physics for the fact that it looks cool. And, you know, we don't need another reason, then it just looks cool. Oh my goodness, the flipping, again, sharp camera movements. It zooms in so fast and then just snaps into place with this camera shake, alright? She is serious, and so the camera becomes serious. Alright, aura farming, and it's like, her aura is so much, it is like restricting the camera's move, but no, you stay still. And so the camera is like shaking, trying to get free, but no, it's been stopped. All its momentum has been forcibly frozen in place. Also, whoever came up with this idea, so, okay, again, right, this projectile, or I guess it's a monster's arm at this point, is attacking on her right side. Or it's on the right side of the screen, right? So you'd think that since the force is coming from here, the wind would be blowing to the left, right? So everything should be going to the left, right? But instead, if you go back, you can see the pressure is actually emanating from her face because she's the focus. So she's so powerful that she's negating all of the wind pressure from this attack, and it's just making her hair, you know, frame her face in the most beautiful way possible. It's so sick. This really is actually so sick. It's built with so many cool, like, again, right, that's something where it's like it ignored the realism. And you keep in mind, right, like, because, you know, it's a gacha game, it's anime, it's a video game, it doesn't need to be realistic, right? But, like, you can have fantasy that relies on realism to try and, like, keep us, you know, immersed, if that makes sense, to keep us grounded in this universe. So, you know, like, typically you'd think that wind pressure would move her hair out of the way, right? but it was a directorial choice. No, the pressure is coming from her face, and so as the hair expands outwards, it kind of shows more and more of her face, more and more of her confidence. It's such a cool thing, alright? No, the anime sidestep, alright? That's the most powerful move in all of everything, all media, alright? You could never defeat the sidestep, alright? You can have the most powerful attack of all time. If you get sidestepped, you lose. It doesn't hit. It doesn't matter anymore. And I want to take this moment to change the music. I apologize. I was just that for the longest time. Alright, I was so into it I forgot. Let me change it. Alright, here we go. Again, fast but smooth movements. That is Velina's character. So quick movement, followed by a very rounded and very gradual movement. Quick movement as she spins around slowly into another quick movement. Oh my goodness. I really like the choice to make the fan absolutely gigantic. Like, you know, there's one thing to have like a big fan, but to have a like fan that's so large that it's like significantly taller than the character. And it's like, you can see, I'll tell you why they're making the fan like this. And it's cool that it's a white fan too. Specifically because she has a very dark outfit. So when she opens the fan, it like really silhouettes her character. And then, you know, it's even better. This is kind of like a Gunnar design thing, alright? But like, they made her hair white, and I think I understand why the ZZ devs keep making the characters have white hair. It's because when you see the character against a white background, which is, you know, that's Velina's fan, for example, Oil Wall, alright, their darker outfit is accentuated, and you can see the silhouette of her body better. I think I just realized that with Velina. So basically, you can see their curves better. Again, a Gunnar design thing. I appreciate it, right? You have to have a lot of artistic vision to actually like realize, oh, that's why they're doing this, and realize that, or no, not to realize that's why they're doing it, but to realize, yeah, this is the answer to showing off their curvy bodies as much as possible. We give them all white hair so that it makes the rest of the outfit pop out. It's all contrast. I will admit, I didn't really like the default outfit. I'm more of a fan of Velina's skin. But now that I'm seeing like it in all this motion, in all this movement, a lot of the design makes a lot of sense. Dang, she's aura farming. Like, she's aura farming so hard. I'm getting like glimpses of Yi Shim-Wong in this shot. That's not like slander or anything, okay? It's just like, it feels like she's pulling up a Qingming sword. What am I looking at? Like, we're so zoomed in, and then she's got the same white hair with the bangs and covering the face. Oh, she has the mole though, that sets her apart. That mole is diabolically placed, by the way. It looks so pretty. The beauty mark. I will appreciate the ZZ devs for just adding beauty marks on all the characters. Right, not everyone has perfectly flawless skin. And then even though these are anime characters with flawless skin, basically, they're like, here's one blemish, but actually it makes them more attractive, so it's not a blemish. She got the delivery. The delivery was on time because she saved the bangus. The sugar cubes, brown sugar. I assume that's what that is, right? I gotta watch that twirl again. That's so good. Again, so elegant. Well, I mean, okay, I'm like, oh, it's so elegant, but like, honestly, it's a little childish and playful when you think about it. Like, imagine like this full-grown woman, all right? Like, this is like a. She's probably in her late 20s, right? Maybe even early 30s. She could be older. It's hard to tell with these characters. They're all beautiful looking, and it's just like the signs of aging just are never there. But the full adult woman, and she's like twirling around like she's a princess in front of all the people at the tea party. Ooh! Oh, and the little flurries too, full confidence. Oh my goodness. Dang, no. And again, right? She makes sharp movements, but then sometimes she just slows it down. It's not even like it enters slow motion, right? Like, she's just slowly sitting down. And then, like, again, it's doing an arch. Like, if you look at the path her head takes, it's not just, you know, she's not just beelining for it. She's following an elegant curve as she sits down. So you can see she follows the curve as she sits down. Isn't that interesting, alright? A lot of her movements very curvy. Her design very curvy. Her personality very curvy. Yeah, you know what? I was gonna pull her because of meta, but I think I've decided I just really like this character too. So I think we're just gonna be pulling her for the sake of pulling her. Now I'm guessing. So she's going to go for an elegant sip, but I guess it's too hot and she burns your lip a little bit. I always hate that. Alright, I always hate drinking tea or hot water. It's just too hot and you just burn the tip of your tongue, and now you have to live with it for the rest of your tea drinking experience. God goodness, I can't speak. I've yapped too much in this, and now I'm losing my ability to yap, guys. And I'm gonna point out here, they have like a softening kind of bloom going on towards the edges of the screen, and so it kind of gives this kind of like rose-colored glass. I don't mean like literally rose-colored, just kind of like this feeling, this aesthetic, this atmosphere is being made by just this little bit of blur and softening that's happening in the corner. Or corners, excuse me. And the Bang was like, oh! She made a mistake! The flawless Velina made a mistake! And then this poor Bangbu here can't hold it in, and he laughs. And they're like, no, don't laugh! Don't laugh! She's gonna hurt you! She's gonna punish you! Also, again, alright, we have curved movements. I let her sharp movement. Okay, no, that was more curved, never mind. I thought she just like immediately glared at the Bangbu, but no. She elegantly looked over and told you you're going to die. Also, the dramatic shadow. This is a really good pace, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, you know what? Normally, okay, keep in mind, I really like the cute characters in this game. I really like the cool characters in this game. Alright, I'm not normally one to go for like the characters that are like, you know, trying to get you by being super extra hot, okay? But look at this face. I feel like this face is diabolical. I feel like anybody is falling for this. Everybody is falling for this one. It's literally like this is diabolical, because you know Ramiel's gonna be like right after, because he's in the, again, I showed you guys already, she was in that she was in like their team comps, and they wouldn't put her in the team comps if she wasn't soon, right? And I mean, everyone can guess that Ramiel's 3.1, it's so obvious, and that's probably why they put in Velina's team comps. That's probably why they put Ramiel there. That's probably them directly telling you, yeah, you need to pull Velina if you're a Ramiel fan. Don't skip her, it's gonna break her. I don't think it'll break Ramiel if you don't get Velina, but by all means, it's probably gonna be best in slot or something of that similarity. Oh goodness, her face expressions are really good. And that is it, that's the demo. That is a demo. Alright, we're gonna play back in the beginning while I give my outro. Thank you everyone for watching so far. Alright, tell me if you enjoyed the video down below. Comment, are you maybe playing Velina? Do you think the character demo is peak? Because I thought this one was fantastic from an animation standpoint. Starting off season 3 very, very strong. And I mean, it even made me appreciate her character design, which I wasn't a fan of at the start, but the more and more I looked at it in motion, the more I realized, oh, it looks really good in motion. It's a design that looks really, really good in motion. Anyways, if you enjoyed the reaction, hit that like button. And if you are a Zenless Zone Zero fan and you haven't subscribed yet, you may as well hit that subscribe button. I go over all the trailers and character demos. I also stream here on YouTube and on twitch.tv/Robelle Autonomy. Alright, we stream all the time. Basically all the gacha games, not all of them. There are some that I'm just not playing. But I'm playing Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves. We also stream Genshin Impact. I used to do Genshin Impact reacts on this, but I kind of stopped because they got a lot of negative feedback. You know, Genshin fans do not like it when I go over stuff frame by frame. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Or if people want to come back, then maybe they'll comment for it. But that's how it is. I'm also we're gonna be starting like going into Honkai Star Rail very soon because I need to start grinding for pulls. And I quit that game like a year ago, so we have a year of catch up to do. So look forward to that as well. Lots of streaming here. So again, hit that subscribe button. Bell notification lets you know when I upload more content. And without further ado, hope you all had a good one. Remember, and 10 minutes. So I will see you all next time. Bye.